Happy freaking Saturday, everybody. From sea to shining sea, from coast to coast, it's Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in the great city of Denver, also known as the Spyderco capital of the world. And no, it is not Taiwan. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in, welcome one and all to another Saturday live stream. And for those of you who are getting here now, quick announcement, I will not be going live on this coming Wednesday. I've done like 20 or so or 30 or whatever. I've done a lot of live streams twice a week for the last several months. I am taking Wednesday off. I will not be going live on Wednesday, but I will be back a week from today on the following Saturday. So just a quick announcement, I will not be going live on this coming Wednesday, which I know for some of you guys, it's... So I just wanted to start off with that, you know, leave it to me to go ahead and, start it on a ringer. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows. First of all, shout out to Marco, first person in the chat. Marco with the quickness. Welcome into Bluetooth Blades. He says, damn it, Marco. Well, at least I'm the first loser. If you ain't first, you're with the rest of us. That's what it is. That's what it is. How's it going, Bluetooth Blades? Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome into Mark Parks, another channel member. Angelo, another channel member. Welcome into Ginger Fisher 75. Jim Miller in the house. Jim, how many live streams do you have open? I asked because I dropped by the G-Ball Vision live stream, and you were in the chat there, and I'm like, how does everyone do it? I can do one live stream at a time. I can stream my own, or I can watch somebody else's. I can't do multiple live streams at the same time. I wasn't built that way. Shout out to Jim Miller. Thanks for being a channel member, Jim, and welcome in. Welcome into Neil McKenzie, another channel member in the house. Top Dog 75, 8762. I don't know why I get the numbers wrong. Top Dog, welcome in, man. Thanks for being a channel moderator as well. He says, yeah, baby, Saturday night with the live Rollshambo. Dude, I wouldn't rather be anywhere else right now. I truly wouldn't. I really enjoy these live streams. I've been playing around with the idea in my head of, for live streams, instead of maybe do some over the top view, but I feel like it has to be a purpose, right? Like I'm not trying to hide my face. You guys have seen my face so many times by now. There'd be no point. I'm not Nick Shabazz. I'm not one of these channels that specializes in purely overhead view content. So I don't know. Is overhead view live stream something that you'd be interested in? Like maybe if I was to do I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the why I would do that. Why would I do that? It might actually attract more viewers, really. People pop in for the first time and they don't have to look at my face for radio. Food for thought. Welcome into NFK20. Good to see you, man. And hey, Bluminati Ninja in the house. Another channel mod. Good to see you, Blue. Ian Coates is sliding in headfirst into the chat as if it was baseball. There you go, brother. Thank you for being a channel moderator, Ian. It's good to see you, man. Sterling Stutes in the house, another channel member. All right, guys. I'm gonna jump to the bottom of the chat. So if I missed your message, I apologize. I'm trying not to get too far behind because there's some things that I want to talk about tonight. One of which, I don't know if you noticed it in the chat, serious question. How expensive is too expensive? Hit up the poll in the, I don't know where the chat is on your screen, but it's somewhere down here. There's a poll in the chat. How expensive is too expensive? Let's see where it's at. Right now it says that for the right knife, how much is too expensive? 9% said anything over $100. 33% said anything over $300. 30% said anything over $500, and 27% said too expensive. Hold my beer. All right, guys. All right. And let's see. Ian Coates says face is better than overhead. You know, I've been told that I've had comments on some of my videos because I go back and forth between doing just, episodes with straight overhead content and then episodes where I preface with, talking head. And I try to do it when it makes sense. When I have a premise for the video that I think is worth talking about, or when I want to start off by, starting the video with a theme or with a question that's worth thinking about while watching the video. That's something that I like doing with FaceTime. I don't know what to call it. Anyways. So I think about these things all the time. Welcome into Chris Juarez. He says no to the overhead. Maybe I should have made this the poll. Nick Travellini says no, I hate overhead for lives. Man, you guys are making a strong case for no overhead. Darkwater Actual says, Roll, you'd think you'd roll the 5280 instead. Oh, man. Welcome into Ryan Dye. Good to see you, man. Welcome into Louie. Thanks for being a channel member. And then, hold on. Man, the chat, it's going wild. Welcome into Gas Station Knives Forever. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, fade for radio, voice for print. Thanks, I think. Hey, a true legend in the house. Everyone say howdy to Javon. Javon, how's it hanging, brother? Good to see you. Welcome in. Ian says, I've been known as Ian Money Pockets. At least $500 is expensive to me. When it comes to big knife purchases, I always have to save up or sell something or sell mini somethings. And even then, right as I go to press the buy button, like I have that momentary thought of, how many weeks groceries is this? Oh, we've got rice in the cupboard. We're good. Gas Station Knives Forever says, what is my next knife? What price range are we talking here? Because if you just ask me, what is my next knife? Things could get pricey really quickly. They could get really pricey really quickly. But I think that somebody needs to take one for the team and pick up the Spyderco Bodacious. Here's the deal, okay? Like, the only thing that I'm not down with on that knife is the price. And anytime it's like everyone is avoiding that knife. I look for content on YouTube about that knife, and the only people that I've seen content from are the retail stores. Why? Can someone please take one for the team? I have a Shaman. I want the Bodacious. I don't want to pay $260. I just don't. Hey, shout out to Jay Korskinen, who's a channel member for 9 months. Happy 9 months, Jay. He says, and he used this special occasion to say, this is Farta.
This is Sparta! Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, thanks for riding with the channel. I definitely appreciate the support. It means a lot. Hey, welcome into Lone Star Cowboy. He says, how many knives do I get for $500? You could get several budget knives, or you could get a Chris Reeve Umnumzon. Only the Tonto version, because everyone knows that the one to get is the drop point. And every time I see a Zon drop, the drop point is gone within like 30 seconds, and then the Tonto sells out in like 4 or 5 hours. One of these days, I will get a drop point Zon. That's on my list. And I think that, you know what, as far as American made Grails, and yes, it's a Grail because it's heavily sought after. It's on the less expensive side of American made Grails. And I want one. Hey, shout out to Blue Minati Ninja coming in hot with the 10 gifted.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
You're my boy, Blue. Thank you so much, and congratulations to the new and returning connoisseurs and collectors. Blue's doing his best to support me, to support the community. Thank you, man. Thank you. And congrats to the new channel members. All right. Welcome into Tony Boombots. Ian says, Rollshambo, talk to Chris at House of Blades. He might be willing to help you out on your CRK dreams. I've got so many dreams. I really do. If I had the money, I'll put it to you like this. If I had the money to buy every production knife that I wanted right now, I would probably be spending thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm not even talking customs, just production knives. My pockets, unfortunately, are not bottomless. I've been buying and selling like a madman all year long, just to have the opportunity to check out certain knives that I would not have the opportunity to check out. And it's been great so far. It's been really, really awesome. I've had some help along the way, and I definitely couldn't do it without you guys. But thanks for the suggestion, Ian. I might actually reach out to them. Ian Coates says, I get one quality knife for $500. Get this on. I thought you had one. What's the next quality knife for $500? You could do the, you know what? How many people actually got in on the very last run, the last chance run of titanium TRM shadows? I was so excited for that. I was so stoked. And I was there at the release, and they were $600. I get it. I mean, they sold out almost instantly, right? And I think they were that expensive because they are literally the last chance. Three Rivers is retiring the Shadow. So there is no further chances to get a titanium Shadow from TRM anymore. You can get one on the secondhand market if someone is willing to let one go. But I'm willing to bet on Knife Swap, it's going to be a whole bunch of people going brand new in box, never cut, never carried, $800. Stop it. Rambo says, buy high, sell sober. Yes, I agree. M. Houston says, I have a couple drop point Zons in lefty. It's a good knife, not my favorite by any means. I might even like the Nkosi more by a thin margin. If you've already handled Chris Reeve knives, you won't be mind blown. You know, it's one of those things that Chris Reeve knives is a staple, right? They're a staple. And I'm not ashamed to say this. I am extremely attracted to the blade shape on the drop point Zon. It is one of the best looking American made knives that I've seen as far as the blade profile. It is just one of those, it's one of those knives that when I have a top 10 list of what I would love to get right now, it's always on the list. And it's usually one of the lesser expensive knives on that list. I feel like it's going to haunt me until I get one. But the good news is that you can pick one up, and if you don't like it, you can turn around and resell it for pretty much what you bought it for. You know, in some cases, a little bit more. I'm willing to bet if you were to list a right-hand carry drop point Zon on Knife Swap on Reddit right now for $550, you'd probably sell it in about 45 seconds. I'd be very shocked if you didn't. In fact, I see a lot of people doing that. That's why I'm pretty sure that's why they keep selling out of the drop point versions whenever they drop on like Knife Joy or whatever, because you could turn around and sell them for like slightly higher than what you bought them for immediately. I don't condone that kind of behavior, but you know what? It's your money. Do what you want. Gas Station Knives Forever says that Kubi RBC1 looks like a fun budget flick. Oh yeah, man. Listen, where is it? Here it is. I just released my video on this. This is the Kubi RBC1, designed by my buddy Sharif Manganis, also known as Manganis Steel. And these go for about $56 on Kubi's website with my discount code. 14C, cryo-treated 14C, which is definitely the way to go. G10, deep forward finger choil, snappy action. The detent on this knife is better than many knives that I've experienced at the several $100 price range. How disgusting is that? A $50 budget knife with a better detent than many $300-$400 knives. That is disgusting to me. Like, that should never be the case. That should never be the case. Every time I feel like, you know, cutting a knife a break, you know, at that price range, you know, maybe it's a loaner, maybe whatever. Knives like this bring me back down to earth. They remind me that there is absolutely no reason why we should accept things like subpar detents or subpar quality when you have companies like Kubi hitting you with the $50 hauler and everything checks out perfectly. Like, maybe I get it. Maybe you're not a huge fan of this blade shape, but the things that make this a great budget knife are going to be the things that matter. The lockup and lockout, the detent, the blade centering, the action, the T8 hardware. How many $300 knives have you seen on YouTube lately that still use T6 body screws? That's a crying shame. I'm still waiting. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for someone to comment on the fact that I don't have my regular background behind me. That's right, guys. I don't know if you noticed this. Behind me is my office. Directly behind me, you'll see the playpen where my daughter hangs out. Sometimes she's not in there right now. I wouldn't do that to her. The lights are too hot for child care. So my regular background, the screen, the French screen, whatever they're called, one of the hinges came unscrewed, and somewhere in the floor behind me are two screws, and so I can't have it up responsibly because it's just going to rip itself apart. So the background is down for maintenance. Not that you can really see what's behind me anyways. It's a mess. My whole office is a mess. I'm just kind of disappointed that nobody mentioned it. At least that I saw. Darkwater Actual says, am I the only one who isn't blown away with the Sebenza roll? I have a 21 just posted, make an offer. So here's the deal. Like, I don't know what a fair offer for a 21 really is. I don't, because you don't see them very, very often for sale. You know, they have the 31 now. Make you an offer for the 21. I would hate to insult you. I'm at a low point for funds for right now. So I really wouldn't be able to make a fair offer at all. But I would assume that at the minimum, we're talking at least a couple $100, $200, $300, $400. I mean, shoot, man. Welcome into Tony Boombot Starty. Say hi, Tony. Good to see you, man. All right. Hey, welcome into Double D. He says, I'm a fan of the non-screen. I mean, if the camera focused in on the war zone that's behind me, you probably would be like, you bring back the screen. The fact of the matter is everything looks great in bokeh. Bokeh photographers know what I'm talking about. Ian says, right now it's an unbelievable time in knives. So many good options. Isn't that the truth, though? You go back even 2 years, 3 years, and with budget knives, you had to accept a lot. 3 years ago, we were so excited about the QSP Penguin. Think about that for a second. We were excited about the QSP Penguin because it was a really solid budget knife. Now I can point to hundreds of other solid budget knives that cost the same, and it's becoming the standard. I almost think that companies try harder on budget knives than they do on the more expensive knives. I feel like on more expensive knives, it's very common for us to see them go through the checklist. Okay, titanium, frame lock, make sure you can reverse flick. And then they forget about the rest because they went through the checklist. But on a budget knife, people got options, and there's a lot bigger crowd of people that can buy a $50 or a $60 or a $70 knife than can buy a $500 knife or a $300 knife or a $400 knife. The margin for error is a lot smaller on a budget knife because there is so much competition. And I think that ultimately we win. Hey, shout out to Delaney. Thanks for the $2 super, brother.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
I appreciate you, Delaney. Welcome in, man. Thanks for being a channel member, and thank you for your generosity. It's good to see you, man. Ian says, bokeh. You mean unfocused? That's not bokeh. I am an amateur photographer, and that is a fact. Hey, shout out to Darkwater Actual with the $10 super. He says, heading out of service for a week of family fun. Happy 4th of July, all. God bless. Thank you for all for helping my channel grow. Amen. Thank you for your generosity, for supporting this channel. And guys, if I could have a channel mod, be so kind and make sure to shout out Darkwater Actual's channel. If you guys could be so kind as to link that in the chat below, I would greatly appreciate that. Louis says the new VBR knife is fire. There's a new VBR knife? Here we go. The downward spiral into the rabbit hole that you have to pay lots of money to climb out of. Let's see. All right, man. VBR. The new Varga VBR. I shouldn't look, but I'm going to. I shouldn't look, but I'm going to. The Choctaw. Is it this? Are we talking about the Choctaw? Shred carbon fiber 355. Dark matter blue. That's probably the one I would go with, to be honest with you. Copper camo. Okay, that looks pretty good. Button lock, bolster lock. I would go for the bolster lock. The Choctaw. Love that name. So that's the deposit, 150. 150 bucks. We'd probably go with the dark matter blue. 150 bucks cures it. And then you're looking at what? Another 220 after that? Yeah. I can't come here. I will spend money. I cannot come here. But that is sweet. Both the Choctaw and the VBR look fantastic, man. All right. Back to the chat. Blue says, I have the Star Flare and love it. Very pokey. The Star Flare is the one that I always forget the name of when people post it in the members only Discord. Every time it gets posted, I always forget the name. The Star Flare. And it's got that crazy pivot area. Civivi Star Flare. I always screw up the name on this one. It's this guy. It's got that crazy looking pivot collar. Look at that. But it's got one of the most perfect blade shapes at the same time. I'm gonna have to check one of those out one of these days. Oh, before I forget, update for those of you who are interested in the Mod Mayhem competition. I am starting to post the submissions on the website. If you want to see what that looks like, I've had a handful of submissions, but there's at least 3 people that don't qualify at all who submitted. And if you're one of these 3, I'm sorry. One of them submitted a knife that's not part of the competition. It's a benchmade. And so the competition is modifying either a Spyderco Smock, a Spyderco Yojimbo to a Spyderco Para 3, or a Spyderco Shaman. So actually, no, 2 of them were for 2 submissions so far. One was on a benchmade, one was on a paramilitary 2, which is too bad because the one that was the paramilitary 2 actually looked pretty sweet, but it doesn't qualify to be put in. And then another person submitted one that was just a bone dry stock paramilitary 2, and it was disqualified purely because they had left it in tip down carry. I refuse. You know what? I almost posted it on the website, and then I saw there was tip down carry, and it's no good. So keep in mind, Duty's Daggers hasn't submitted his yet. My buddy Jason, aka Knife Dope, has not submitted his yet either. But I've got my 2 builds up here. So if you were to go to the EDC Mod Mayhem website, which is a long web address because it's a free website, because we don't have enough traction yet to really justify paying for actual website hosting. So it's a free website. But here's the submissions so far. This one is my Para 3 submission. So if you click on it, it'll go to the top one. Look at that. Look at that gorgeous Spyderco Para 3. I'll tell you guys right now what I did to it. I reached out to Rock Scale Designs and I said, hey, I like your hexi scales. Can you do a set of hexi scales where just the milled lines are purple and then the flats are brushed satin? So it's got purple milling, brushed flats, titanium MXG deep carry clip, because I love that on this knife, purple geared backspacer from them, and then purple titanium hardware as well. And that's the Para 3, guys. And if you want to see all the pictures, if you were to go to the website, click on one of them, then click go to link, and it'll take you to the Imgur folder for each one of the submissions so far. So this is my Para 3 submission, and you can see all of these pictures. And I'm doing it like this so that when it comes time for voting, people don't have to rely on whoever's, on the camera showing their knife. I don't want to hear any complaints from anybody about the fact that their camera didn't pick up the quality of their knife. Jason. Oh man, I like giving him a hard time. My second submission, this is my Spyderco Shaman with the Barclay CNC lines of Hezron scales. They're titanium, and it has the fade ano. And then of course it's got the Rips Garage Tech Shaman clip, which I like because it deletes that little lanyard hole right there. It doesn't do anything for the hole on the other side of the scales. That's a damn shame. But it's pretty cool. Now, shout out to Mark Parks, because he's putting everybody to shame with this one. This is a community submission right here. Thank God. I'm so glad that we're not in the same bracket, Mark, because this is gorgeous. Check this out. He's got a polished titanium CME, Metten Boss geared backspacer, Lynch Northwest scales and clip on the 15V Shaman, and that is gorgeous. Mark, I almost didn't post the picture on the website because I thought, you know what, people are going to look at this and nobody's going to want to enter. You can't just come out of the gates with a headshot like that, Mark. It's not fair. You have to let people feel like they have a chance. And then, of course, we've got Rob's Nerdy Knives coming in hot with the RG Custom Metalworks setup. Now, on this one, of course, it's the scales, it's the clip, and, of course, he also has a polished titanium CME as well. And that is the Magna Cut Para 3. super cool. So yeah, guys, as these submissions come through, I will be posting them on the website. So in case you didn't know, I'm going to go ahead and post this in the chat. If you have a modified, and here's the thing, you don't have to buy anything new. If you already own an existing Spyderco Shaman, Spyderco Para 3, Spyderco Smock, or a Spyderco Yojimbo 2 that's been modified, you can go ahead and submit it. I just need you to submit one of those photos with a handwritten timestamp to prove that you didn't just yank it off of Instagram. That's all I ask. I'm going to go ahead and link this in the chat. End of the submission date, or submission date deadline is July 10th. And then we will be finalizing the numbers. So July 10th, no more submissions. July 11th, voting starts. July 17th, we have a live stream. We announce the winners. That's if we get enough people to participate. I'm still waiting on Jason's submission. I'm still waiting on Duty's submission. And hopefully we get some more people to participate. Why not? Delaney says, I just put Mettenboss Frag scales on my Manix 2 and they're absolutely awesome. Oh man. Mettenboss has some of the highest quality aftermarket milling, period. I gotta say though, I am a huge fan of Barclay CNC. Hold on, I'm grabbing. Barclay CNC does some phenomenal work. This guy's based out of the Pacific Northwest, and he's a small shop. He does custom work too, but his scales are so good. So good. They're absolutely, they feel amazing because of how well rounded they are on these corners. I like the fact that he leaves the edges stone washed, and so it makes the center look like an inlay even though it's not. Perfect fit and finish. There's no wiggle, there's no jiggle. Blade is centered. Blade is centered. Look at that. Blade is centered. That's fantastic. All the signs of a really great aftermarket scale maker. And I'm looking forward to checking out more of his stuff because he does really good work. Love this set of scales right here. Absolutely. Gas Station Knife says, I guess I modded this tack force for nothing. Now I'm curious, what kind of mods did you do? Chris says, Duty hasn't even ordered anything for his. Look, I can't do everything for everybody. I built the website. I promoted everything. I built 2 knives. You know what? I have faith though that Duty and Jason will come through. They'll come through and they won't leave me hanging on this. But we'll see. And you know what, guys? Like, it's okay if people don't want to enter. That's a-okay. This is kind of a test run. I'm hoping that a lot of people enter last minute and that we have something to talk about, because that would be a lot of fun. But if not, that's okay. That just signals that maybe this isn't the right time or the right place or whatever. That's okay too. Rambo says that shaman is fire. I love it, man. This has been so much fun to carry, to build. I left the backspacer stock because I actually felt like it went with the scales better than the Mettenboss backspacer that I was considering. I didn't really feel, I put the scales and I put the clip on here and I said, it doesn't need anything else. Anything else that I put on this knife is just extra that I'm doing for vanity. I don't feel like I need the CME. I know a lot of people do. I used to feel like I needed to, or that I would have an issue with the nubbin right here running into my finger when I go to close it. It's just something I got used to. And yeah, so like no CME, No backspacer. The Shaman is one of the few knives that comes with one. And I think that that one is perfect for this set of scales because it matches the edges of those scales really well. So yeah, all I did was the scales and the clip, and I'm not ashamed of that because in my opinion, it is perfect with just those modifications for me. I wouldn't change anything else on here. I really wouldn't. Lone Star says, quick detaching fob mod for civivi odium, not lanyard, gives a 4-finger grip. You know, I've never actually checked out the odium before. Bluetooth Blade says, beautiful pair 3, but my Shaman is coming. Good, man. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Hey, welcome into Craig Vincent. Thanks for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Delaney says, I'll post it in Roll's Discord pocket check tomorrow. Rambo says, have to skip out to help my wife on her TikTok. Have a great weekend. Hey, man, thanks for dropping by. We'll catch you next Saturday. Mr. Eddie says, I made some custom scales for my PM2. Mr. Eddie, you should share those with the class. Show us what you've done. I would definitely like to check it out on the channel members Discord. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and head on over to the members only Discord. What was in your pocket today? If you haven't shared it in the members only Discord, make sure you do so. We will check it out. All right. Today, Kevin Smith, he's got the ProTech Mordax, and that is a TRM Atom. Good looking Atom too. Or is that, wait, or is that the Neutron? You had to flip it around so I couldn't identify it with the clip, didn't you? I'm pretty sure that's the Atom. Nice carry, man. Kevin Smith's got the McNeese PM Mac 2. Another one that I really want to get my hands on one of these days. Love it. Love it. I love the pineapple frag milling. Autumn Wind's got some good ones. That is a ProTech. I don't know which ProTech that is, but it's got the tritium insert. That's cool. So it's the operator edition, right? And then that's the Bird Blade Sweeney, I'm pretty sure. Or the Barber. No, that's not the Sweeney. I keep thinking Sweeney Todd. It's the Barber. The Bird Blades Barber. I think. Bird Blades Barber. Yeah. Yeah, the Barber. Mark P. He's got the Trevisa Volans. I like that. Look at how stabby and pointy that tip is. I've heard good things about Trevisa from people. That's what I'm talking about when I say that budget knives have come a long way and there's a ton of competition. Jim Miller's coming in hot with the Kaiser Kobold 2, the Banish, and the Kaiser Groom. The Kaiser Carry. And of course, that beautiful background. Nice shot, Jim. It was overcast here as well today. It looked like it was going to storm all day, and then it just didn't. Double D's got the Riot XO Mini and the Spyderco PM2 in 15V. Double D, you gotta change out those scales, man. Love the blade. Not a fan of the scales. The good news is there's a lot of options out there, or you don't have to listen to me at all. It's your knife. Nick T's carrying the Knoll Knives Voodoo and the bestech, or rather the Evolved EDC Sin. Is this one that was a pre-bestech rebranding? Because I know that bestech OEM'd it for EDC. What was it? What were they called? Was it Evolved EDC? Yeah, it was Evolved EDC. So Bestech OEM'd it, and then something happened with Evolved EDC, and all of a sudden Bestech was branding it under their own brand. So I don't know what happened there, but it's crazy. Is this one of those that happened before Bestech self-branded it? They were always the OEM. I'm just curious. Beautiful carry. Chris Waris is coming in with the Petrified Fish Beluga, and then, of course, the DLC edition of the Paramilitary 2 in Magna Cut in the new handle scale style. Nice. Jeremy Nidro's got the Petrified Fish Victor, the blue one, with plenty of wear and tear. You can tell that he carries this a decent amount. Look at that blue micarta. And then, of course, the Cold Steel 8010. Nice. All right. So much goodness. An automatic automatic PM Mac 2, and then is that a Mac 2.5? I am not a McNeese expert by any stretch. All right, Eddie has shared the custom scales that he made for his Paramilitary 2. Ooh, looking good. Is that Kieranite? What kind of material is that? Yeah, I like that. Good work, man. How many people can, say, yeah, I make my own scales and they actually look good? All right, I'm going to go ahead and catch up with the chat. Let's hang on. Hey, welcome into Splitting Slices. He says, howdy, Rollshambo and all here tonight. Just got home from a meetup pawn shop in antiquing for old slip joints, dodging raindrops, 9 knives, and a chicken. Too long of a story. What about the chicken? All right. I've wised up. I'm carrying water with me as part of my live stream. Got to stay hydrated. Lone Star says carpet sharks are circling, demanding to be fed at the crack of sunup. Carpet sharks? Like cats? Hey, welcome into Raccoon Tactical. Thanks for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Will S, welcome in as well. He says, my EDC knives are pretty much the same. Stormtrooper Manix 2 Lightweight and Rex 45, DLC Micro Jimbo, and PM2 DLC Warncliffe and XHP. Nice. With aftermarket Cerberus honeycomb pattern scales in stock orange color. Right on, man. That's pretty sweet. That's one of the things I like about having a lot of knives. I have a lot of options to carry. It's the best, and it's also the worst. It's the best because you get to change up your carry and it keeps everything nice and fresh. And then when you circle back around to that same knife like a month later, it's great. You get to experience everything new. It's like cleansing your palate. But at the same time, it's a bit of a double-edged dagger because sometimes the more you carry a certain knife, the more you break it in for you. You get used to the ergos. You get used to the way that it cuts. You know how it's going to react in your hand. It's one of those things that becomes an extension of you. If you do a dedicated carry. For example, where did I put it? Aha. One of my favorite pickups from 2023, and this is never too far away from me, is the Riot XOM. And I did a dedicated carry. Like, this was a heavy carry knife for me. And then I did a dedicated carry for a whole 30 days straight, where no matter what else was in my pocket, this was in my pocket. And it was really nice. I got very used to actuating it, opening it, closing it. The ergos just kept feeling better and better in the hand. Didn't have to sharpen it, did have to strop it. And I got so used to the knife that at the end of the month, I had a hard time putting it away to carry something else. And that was tough. But it gave me a good appreciation for only for having a dedicated carry that you carry every single day. So that's an example of that. Miranda Hastings, welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member. She says, Rollshambo, someone should make you some custom petrified raisin scales. I'm good. No raisins in this house. Delaney says, Rollshambo, just posted a couple pictures of my Manix 2. Not the best quality, but they're there. Was it in the hangout and chat? Man, look at that. Look at the beam on that flashlight. It's a freaking lightsaber. I didn't know you were a Jedi Knight, Craig. That's crazy, man. Oh, talk about some insane throw. All right. The Bodacious with the shaman scales. All right. I see you. I kind of want to do that. I'll be 100% honest with you. I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to get a Bodacious and then put some shaman scales on it. I don't think I would do the stock shaman scales. Although the funny thing is that you could, and it would technically be a modification. I want to try the Bodacious. I do not want to pay 260 bucks. I'm at war with myself over that. I might have to do it anyways. But the last time I bought a knife like that I did not think was worth the money, but I had to pick it up and check it out, was the Oz 10 version of the Demko 80 20.5. So I have an Oz 10 first release Demko 80 20.5. And I got it, and I hated how much I spent on it. I don't want that to happen again. I don't think that would happen with the Bodacious. I just don't want to spend that much. I don't know. We might bite the bullet. That does look pretty cool with the shaman scales. Those are the scales they should have done to begin with. And you know what? They shouldn't have called it the Bodacious. They should have called it the Shaman 2. Because that's what it is. You know, I'm pretty sure that Sal Glesser doesn't get up in the morning, without his pound of flesh. He's like, and today it's going to cost $260 and we'll make it in everyone's favorite steel S30V. Stop it, Sal. Where's the Magna Cut? Where's the 15V? Where's the K390? That's what they should have made the Bodacious in. I guarantee you, if they'd made the Bodacious in K390 and they said this is going to be one of the highest wear resistance type steels, we've thinned out the edge and blade geometry to make it even slicier than the Shaman, which it looks like, and there's no nubbin anymore, so people will stop complaining about running their finger into the nubbin on the Shaman. You know, S30V, that version should be no more than 200 bucks. 225 max. I bet you if they had made the Bodacious 225, they'd be completely sold out right now and nobody would be complaining. All right. So Delaney posted some pictures of his Manix 2 in those gorgeous Metin Boss scales. Take a look at that. Very nice. Very nice. I dig it, man. That looks fantastic. Well done. Stock pocket clip. Have you updated the pocket clip yet? I have to know. Craig Vincent says, I actually carried all those knives in the Discord pic, plus that flashlight, cargo pants. Lone Star says, where's the steel snob drama? Okay, so I've got a tiny bit of drama, and it's kind of steel snob related, kind of not. So for those of you who have looked up how much Rockwell testers cost, you know that the traditional Rockwell testers, even if you buy a refurbished old school version of one, cost at the minimum like $600 for a broken one, $800, $900, $1,000 for a working old, super old model, going upwards of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, right? For a Rockwell tester, for Rockwell C, that's been calibrated to Rockwell C. And so there's another channel, and I'm not going to name their name because I'm not trying to cause specific drama with this person, but there's another channel that uses what's called a rebound style tester. And when I saw them doing that on their channel, I was extremely interested because I found out that you can get those for a couple $100, right? And I had it. I was like, this is perfect. This will be excellent for my Steel Snob series because now I can just test the crap out of whatever I want. I can start writing down data points for all of these brands. And then I started to do my research. It was in my cart, a couple $100. It's called a rebound style tester. It was in my cart. And then I looked at, I was doing my research because I always do my due diligence on these things. I want to make sure if I'm going to spend my money and my time writing down things like Rockwell hardness, that it's worth it. I went to the manufacturer website, and halfway down the page when I was looking through their article on their rebound style Rockwell hardness tester, it stated not for use with knives or small metal objects or parts. And so I started to dig deeper, and I found out that it's because of the weight of knives. The lowest I think that it would accept would be something that weighed like a pound. And the reason why is because the lighter objects will cause less of a rebound because the impact is absorbed more into the metal. And so it doesn't measure the rebound, and in turn doesn't measure the Rockwell hardness accurately. So I'm sure some of you know what channel I'm talking about. I reached out to them and I said, hey, this is like, you're reporting all of these lower numbers. Are you sure it's not just because you're using the wrong style of tester? You know, I didn't blast them. I'm still not blasting them live because I'm not mentioning their name. I'm sure some of you know who I'm talking about. And he says, well, it's fine because, you know, I use a gel to take up any space and find a flat spot easier. And it was disappointing because this is a channel that is constantly talking about, you know, being different, about not being the hype. But how bad would it look after releasing so many videos claiming that you recorded all of these lower Rockwell hardness that's lower than what the manufacturer publicly targets, only to find out that it's low because you're using equipment that's not meant for that? So yeah, I almost made a video on it because they didn't get back to me right away. They waited a couple days and they just got back to me tonight. And I had to delete the writing of my next. I had a drama episode. I was paired up because here's the deal, guys. And you know what? Here's the deal. I get comments all the time of people basically saying that I'm one of those YouTubers who shills for companies, that doesn't look at knives objectively, which I disagree with. One of the reasons why you see a lot of episodes where I speak positively about knives for the most part is because when I have a hand in picking those knives, like I don't ever request a knife from any manufacturer that I partner with or from any pass round group. I don't request knives that I think I'm going to dislike. I don't. I specifically look into knives that I'm excited about because this is my hobby. This is my rabbit hole too. I don't want to spend my time. I spend an average about 4 hours producing, recording, writing for my episodes. I don't want to spend that time bagging on a knife that I don't think I'm going to like. I don't. And because I don't do the whole mystery unboxing thing where I act like I don't know what's in the box, it's irrelevant. You know, a lot of these knives I buy myself. I research, I look into them. I want to review knives that I get excited about because this is my hobby. I don't want to spend my time and effort on knives that I don't think I'm going to like. Does that mean that every knife that I get in, you know, gets a glowing review? No. There are definitely knives where there have been a list of things that I didn't like, and I always list them. So here's the deal. Knife review channels like mine consistently get called out because there's this assumption that we want to sell out to get free knives. What is the point? And let me ask you this. What is the point of getting a free knife if it's not that good? What's the point? I get offered free stuff all the time. My channel email is listed in my description. It's listed on my channel. I get emails daily, multiple emails daily for random stuff that I could review for free. If all I wanted was free stuff, this channel would be all over the place. I've turned down knife review collaborations because I look at what they have to offer and I'm like, not that interested. Thanks anyways. There is a second type of channel out there that I'm starting to see gain some traction, and that is what I'm going to call the whistleblower channel, where they purposefully they blow the whistle on this big old thing that's not really a thing to gain attention and to gain credibility. And I'm just going to say that. Be wary of the channels with the whistleblowing content, because unless they actually have the receipts to back up what they're saying, the receipts, you should probably take it with a grain of salt. There's the drama. Louis says, you see that Rask I bought? No. Is it listed somewhere in here? Where is it? Ooh. That looks nice. I completely missed that. Hold on. It'd probably help if I shared my screen. There we go. That does look nice. And I'm pretty sure that I missed some stuff too. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that carry. Love that, man. The Civivi Typhus. The more budget-oriented, the more affordable version of the Wii Typhus. I actually really like that knife. I don't have a very good use case scenario for the Typhus, but it's pretty cool all the same. I also really like that one. Hold on. Let's go back. That dagger style. This one right here, second from the right. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. Delaney says, it's the Metten Boss matching titanium pocket clip too. Scales and clip cost more than the knife. I know. I've been down that rabbit hole before, but I can tell you, I love it. I love my Metten Boss built Manix 2 very much. Lone Star says, that is the same channel with the lanyard fob drama I speak of. Oh, man. I thought I saw your comment over there. Craig says, yeah, but that's merely the cost of a good Grail. Think of all the fun you'll have. Totally worth it. Let's do a fundraiser and get you a machine. You can start a feature called Bow Nose Steel. So I would love to, guys. And here's the thing. You know what really got my goat a little bit? When I reached out to that channel to ask how they were accounting for their Rockwell hardness being accurate, and they gave me that line of the gel being able to make up the difference. They followed it up by saying, are you sure you want to do this? Because if you're going the route of getting monetized through affiliates and through collaborations with manufacturers, they don't like objective content. That is not necessarily true. That is not necessarily true. I am all for making objective content, guys. Like, I'm not here to sell you stuff. I'm here to share one of my passions, one of my hobbies, but also information. That's why I have the Steel Snob series. You know how much product I sell in the Steel Snob series? None. Zero. Zilch. But it is what I'm most known for. It is my favorite kind of content to make. I would love to start being able to record Rockwell tests. I would love to start being able to make that information public, so when a company refuses to give us the details on what their Rockwell tests are or what their Rockwell targets are, I could actually just find out for myself. And if somebody wanted to have their knife Rockwell tested, they could send it in and I could test it for them, and maybe even print out something like a channel certificate of authenticity that states my knife was tested by Rollshambo at yada yada HRC. I think that would be cool, right? I'd love to do that. I'd absolutely love to do that. But let's not propagate the myth that I wouldn't want to do it because I'd be risking upsetting companies or not, getting collaboration partners. The funny thing is that I've had so many companies that have loaned me knives or have given me review units that say, please give us your honest review. You can tell when you're being sold something. Delaney says, Rollshambo. Shilbo Baggins. Shilbo Baggins EDC. All right, I'm going to let it die. Quickslash says, he deleted my comment about the titanium ball problems. It also gets muddied by satin finish versus polished. I'm not surprised. The rebound tests, the rebound HRC tests are not really meant for knives or small objects. The weight of that object 100% makes a difference because it affects how much something will rebound. Whether or not it's flat onto the testing block or you have gel there or not does not make that difference. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to actively try to tear down this man's channel. It just bothers me that he should know better. It just bothers me. Hey, shout out to Bluetooth Blades. He says, brah, you do you. Thanks for the $5 super blue. Bluetooth, I appreciate it, man. I have a tendency to get way too involved in topics that I should just not get involved in. I can't help it. It's one of my weird quirks. Craig Vincent says, you'll have to change the name of the channel to No Shambo. No Sham, bro. I see what you did there, and I approve. Gas Station Knife says, Nick Shabazz has the best objective reviews in my honest opinion. Not only does he do thoughtful reviews, he's earned the respect of knife makers. They look to him for ways to make their knife better. Yeah, absolutely. Look, there are definitely companies out there that want to take advantage of a channel's reach. There are. Many of them are not companies worth collaborating with. I will say that. And I've had free stuff offered to me by a ton of companies, and I have not taken all of them. In fact, I've taken a very small amount of the collaboration offers that I've received. Even though it would give me more knives to make content on, I I want to make content that I'm excited about. I want to review knives that I'm genuinely excited about, even if it means that I get it and then I find out, you know what, maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. And that does happen. It does happen. A shout out to Earl Laliberte. He says, have you thought about selling some blades on Whatnot? Max Level EDC had his first sale today. And it was really fun. Picked up a concept cassowary today. Hey, congratulations on the pickup. First of all, yes, I have considered it and I want to. It's been really busy with the channel lately. So what I need to do is I actually need to set it up so that I can. And then once I do, I'm going to host them after the regular live stream. For those who want to be a part of the auction, they can just hang out after the live stream and we'll go on over there. And I'm going to try to do a multicast stream kind of thing. I don't have it set up yet, which is kind of a bummer, but there is plans in the works. Hey, welcome into Tori Casey. Good to see you, man. Quick Slash says, Pete from Cedric and Ada has crazy good Google Doc that gets live updates and archived HRC tests. It's in the descriptions. Yes, I have a copy of it. What you can do is you can go in and you can go into the document, and one of the options is to make a duplicate so that you can actually, and I'll tell you why I did that. I did that because I wanted to be able to filter out different things. I actually used it in one of my more recent Steel Snobs videos. I referred to it specifically. Hold on while I show you guys what I'm talking about. But this is really, really useful stuff. I'm just going to pull it up and then I'll pop it here on the screen. And I'll show you guys what you can do with this. All right. So this is the spreadsheet document that he's talking about. Pete from Cedric and Ada also compiles some of the other tests done by other channels like Blade Banter. So what you can do is you can go over here, and I'll zoom out so you can see the full document. You can go over here to the cut tests, for example. And what I've done is I filtered these out. So I highlighted everything and then I added a filter. And by doing that, I can actually go over here, say to the top, and I'll, excuse me, Quick Slash, I'm going to clear your message so I can show people what I'm talking about. So if you highlight everything and then you add a filter, you can make it so that you can actually filter this by steel or by the knife maker or by the edge angle, because all of these things make a difference. So for example, let's say I wanted to compare all knives that have been tested in 154 cm. Oh, perfect. So now I see that they've tested a Leatherman, and 2 Emersons, a ProTech, 2 Leathermans, 2 Emersons, and a ProTech. But because we should know by now, especially if you watch the Steel Snobs series, you should know that the knife steel properties are not the only thing that determine wear resistance or edge retention on a knife. The edge angle also plays a big role as well. We can see that directly right over here. I'll zoom in so you can see this. So check it out. The Emerson A100 and 154 cm with a polished edge, 225 cuts, versus the ProTech Cambria at a 17 degree edge, polished, 215 cuts. And if you wanted to find out what the other factors were involved in this, you could even go as far as to see, you know, what was used to sharpen it, what grit was used, what was the edge angle, so on and so forth. And if you really want to get nerdy about it, they also have a HRC and cut test rating. So we could go over here and we could say, okay, well, you know, what was the Emerson A100? What was the Rockwell? Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was right over here at 58 or 59 or whatever. And so that's really useful. You can actually compile a lot of data using this spreadsheet. It's an excellent resource. Shout out to Pete from Cedric and Ada for doing that, for compiling not only his own data, but also data from Love Them Knives, also data from Blade Banter. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I appreciate it, especially when I go to do my research on my Steel Snobs episodes, because it gives me some extra context for real world cut tests, which I really enjoy. And there's a lot of information there. So there you have it, folks. That's the Cedric and Ada data archive, which is pure gold. But I will say this. There's not as many tests for knives that I would like to see that are recent. You know, for example, there's no test from Cedric and Ada on the Riot XOM in 3V. There's no test for that. There's, you know, I'm not going to find a test for the Kubi RBC1. You know, I think it'd be nice to test relevant new knife models, new steels, because not only are companies update the way that they do their Rockwell hardness. Think about Hogue. So Hogue, their initial release of MagnaCut was like what, 60 to 62, and then they got hit over the head with a hammer from the community, and the community says no, we want 63 to 65, and then Hogue changed it. But if they had just tested the Hogue MagnaCut from the first run and never updated it, then how would we know? And that's what I mean by it's important to be able to stay on top of these things, because we have an archive of data right there. I just want to see more data, more Rockwell tests on more recent knife models. That's what I want. So if I were to get a Rockwell hardness testing machine, that's what I would do. And if people sent me their knives to have that done, they would get a certificate of authenticity from the channel. I've already got a plan, guys. I think people would love to be able to say, yes, my knife is tested and certified at this Rockwell hardness. Maybe not everybody, but some people. Quickslash says, I'm privy to some hype info though. The Satin MagnaCut PM2 is directly being worked on by Big Brown Bear at Spyderco, specifically to be harder than the FRN and compromised DLC PM2. Oh, really? That's great to know. That is great to know. Thank you for the heads up on that. Earl Aliberte says, where's the Discord link? Great question. So I haven't posted the link, the members only link in the YouTube community recently. I posted it a ton of times before, but not recently. So I'll go ahead and do that. So hang on, Earl. I'm going to go ahead and create a new invite link to never expire, no limit of max uses. Boom, there it is. Okay. And then I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to post it in my YouTube community. I'll show you what I'm doing. That'll probably help. So hold on. So Earl, if you go to YouTube, type in Rollshambo in another window, of course, because we have the live going. And then hold on, we'll go to community and I'm going to make it available to all channel members. So all channel members will be able to see this post. I'm going to say for any new and existing channel members, feel free to join the members only Discord. Boom. There's the link. Channel members, go get it. Guys, we're going to call it a day. We're going to call it a night. Thank you so much. These Saturday live streams have really picked up. And for a while there, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue to do Saturday live streams, because while I had them in the afternoon, the turnout wasn't as good as what I was hoping it would be. Now we switched that to Saturday evening, and you guys have responded by absolutely showing up in force. As it turns out, people don't want to spend their afternoon with me on a Saturday. Why am I not invited to the barbecue? I joke. But thank you guys for making these live streams successful. I mentioned it at the beginning of the live stream, but I am not going to be having my Wednesday live this upcoming week. I am taking this Wednesday off, so the next time you will see me live is a week from today. The next Saturday is the next live stream, so that's going to be Saturday the 6th. So Saturday, July 6th. Feel free to join me at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And guys, I hope you have a safe and very fun, very happy 4th of July. Other than that, that's all I got. For some of you guys, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, I'll see you later.